Good day, everyone, and welcome. Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware of risk in the future trading. We strongly recommend to get educated before you use a real money. To our members today on the private webinar to members only, we have covered the precision auto trade on the swing trading, how we can determine maximize our profit on the auto trade. And when we were covering today in the webinar, we were analyzing the ES, and on the webinar we predicted it was the final target. It was on that level 45.76. We left it in the webinar, but we showed how you can maximize. The auto trade finished at 7,300 on the ES, but it was around 11,000 in here when we were covering the webinar today for members only. So the difference is when you are maximizing profit and when you catch a trend, you don't have to settle down with 7,300. For the ones who have knowledge, they could have crossed the $10,000 based on one trade. This is the TI7. Before we start, also there is things with the trader himself. This is an email we received a few minutes ago. A gentleman, we installed for him. We need to protect those people, and we installed for him on Friday. I did. And then what we do with the new customers, when they come in, they get 3 times with me, one-on-one, on every Wednesday. That's why I don't go live on the other channel, because I need to keep my eye on the new members. So he sent me the result. Today it was his first day. Of course, he's on a sim. We recommend it for him, and I want him to stay on a sim for another month or 2 until he learned, because this is a big, huge systems we have. It's not just a stupid indicator. And what he says here, Sam, I just wanted to share today's results. Of course, all on a sim account. Very optimistic. I enjoyed the webinar this morning. I look forward one-on-one on Wednesday, which we will do. I will do that personally with him. Thank you for allowing me to be part of the group, and wish you a great evening. And this makes us happy when we see a guy just bought on a Friday. Today is his first day, of course, and he sent me the results for today. And that guy, he don't know anything about our system yet. He was enrolled yesterday in our system, and as you see, he is on a sim account, and this is his first spend today with our system. Of course, he needs a lot of education. Of course, we're gonna move him up to higher level, and he understood that. But this is a result out of a guy just took our system, and he don't even have the proper training yet. It is his first day. And what I liked about it, that today we were not just covering P&Ls and all this baby talk. What we were covering, how to maximize from 7,000 to 10,000. How we can predict the market is about over. And the secret is, it's not the auto trade, it is when we can spot, can maximize the profit to a higher level. So this is the TI7, which we will cover later on. But now I want to cover the precision auto trade, which it is an idea we recommend everyone, which I did to the same guy, Fernando. I told him, first you need to start with the precision auto trade, get used to how to manage auto trades. It's not just a wash machine, you turn it on, and or a coffee machine, you turn on the button and then the coffee will come from the other side. It's not an ATM machine. You click on an auto trade and it starts spitting out money. No. It is management, and of course you have to have a proper auto trade, but you need to understand how to maximize the trade. The auto trade can take everything by itself, but can take the trade, can hit the daily target, can go left and right, can go short and long. The things is most of the traders, they don't understand is the time and when to start the auto trade. And today also we have showed on the chart, which the other members have not able to come in today. They can see the recording. It is also when the auto trade in a certain area on the chart, the risk is very high when the auto trade taking a trade, and there is a certain area on the chart when the trade is more profitable than other position on the chart. So the chart is not a chart, it depends on where you are on the chart, because the chart is in pieces. So as an example, on this one here, if we continue to trade, that would have closed this trade, but then in this area here you should not be trading. If we analyze what happened here, and then as what I have said on the previous video, this one here, it was sideways and predictable, and then it turned from yellow to blue, and the auto trade would have taken one more trade in there and make another couple thousand. But we also need to determine and be disciplined not to keep trading all day long. Another example on the YM, when it hit this trade, if you notice here, the market stayed sideways from 1108 to 1252. This place here, if you were taking a trade, you would have lost money. So this one here was neutral. The biggest mistake you do using a stupid ATR, positive or negative, and you have one element missing, is the sideways or some kind of indicator. Just go short and long and avoiding trade when the market is sideways. It's like you're running a car on 3 wheels. It's impossible for you to make it in 2022 when you have a handicap in the auto trade. The auto trade is no longer a moving average. So we're gonna start covering the precision auto trade. It is a very friendly use. One question: what is the difference between why we are showing the 51 second and the 3 minutes on the ES? Every trader is different. You have the trader is an aggressive trader. You have a trader he wants to scalp. You have a trader has $2,000 with a disaster trading record. You have some guys, they break even, but they're not getting anywhere. You have a guys even literally take their hands, tie them up behind their back. They can use their feet to take a live trade. And they keep trading all day long from the morning till evening. And then you have the other trader, he's scared to pull the trigger. You have knowledgeable trader, a disaster trader, amateur trading, professional trading. For every time frame have a different purpose. For the guy has more money, he can go with a bigger fish. The guy is conservative, should go on a lower time frame, maybe on a lower time frame with a micro account. You have some people that like to have a swing trading. There is some people like scalping. So not all traders are the same color. So when we are showing different time frame, that will give you knowledge or an option if you want to go on a higher time frame, trying to get a big trade, or maybe you're not knowledgeable enough, you need to go below 1 minute on a smaller trade. All this, it goes in your education process. Is free when you become a member, not before. We will not waste any minute on anyone as non-members. On the emails, you only get 30 seconds to answer you. Time is money in the trading, and we will not waste any minute on non-members to teach trading. So this is the ES 51 second. There is a lot of potential, but you will learn to be disciplined, and if you can be done before 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, should be okay. This is a NASDAQ, a very small time frame, scalping, 1140, all of them on $1,000. ES 3 minute for a medium level trader is 1,700. Scalping, not swing trading. Scalping ES 3 minutes, 1,000. This is another one, the same auto trade, 1550, 3 minutes, different account. This is an example I want to show you on the CL. This is a CL 4 range, CL 3 minutes, CL 12 range. And that's what I'm talking about when you are using a smaller time frame, smaller target, and when you are using a larger time frame, you can handle bigger stop loss, bigger reward, bigger risk, bigger reward, small risk, small reward. Nobody said you can have a small risk and in the market, that's how it works. Small risk, small reward, big risk, big rewards on any given market. CL, very rare, the smaller time frame will outbeat the higher time frame, very rare. But it's not always an equation. If you catch a trend on the smaller time frame, and technically you can override the auto trade, of course, you can maximize your profit on one trade and you call it off for today. So CL on 22nd made 1,700. The reason the smaller time frame on the 22nd made more money than normal because of the chart, and it took a trade, took one trade, that was a very huge trade, and followed by one more trade. What happened in here, on the last trade, the market was going into your direction, and that's where is the extra $700 come from, because we caught it in the perfect timing. The daily target is 1,000. The auto trade is not going to shut down if it's going to your favor, and stayed on that trade and maximize the profit on that one. And that's what it is. And this is what you can do once you become an educated person. I didn't touch this chart, it did it by itself, but also you can override the auto trade and you can be in charge if you know what you're doing, which that's what exactly we cover today, how to maximize your profit on a winning trade. And you should not be in a hurry to close a winning trade, because you need to get paid when you are right in the market. And when you're wrong, you lose. When you're right, you should get rewarded. And you should get rewarded handsomely when you are right. And this is the whole things about trading. The CL10 range, 1100, and then the NASDAQ 3 minutes, 1200, and I mean, ES 28 second, 1200, 170 tick. I always highlight that one here. 1000. Scalping this one here didn't make it. Welcome to trading. YM 2 minutes 1600 ES 1000. And what caught me, this one here, the 2 minutes, stayed a long time without any trade. You see, somehow did stay away from any trades, and then took a 2 small trade to close the 1100. That's very good. That's very healthy. The same thing happened in Nasdaq. 2 small trade to close the 1640, and there is nothing. We hit the target. So it is unique when the auto trade can close and open up when the market is trending, or he cannot find a proper entry, he stays away. This is a very crucial on the auto trade, not to be dummy auto trade, just taking left and right. That's what we see. Sometimes it's trading, sometimes it's over trading, sometimes it's skipping. There is a big gap between that trade and that trade. That indicate the auto trade is not just a dummy ATR 20 years out of date and it's just going left and right. There is some calculation before it entered the market. This is a key to any kind of auto trade. Let's jump to the TI7. On the TI7 today, we had a wild ride on the 5 minutes. Now it's gone because it hit the target. And what we do, when you hit the target, if you want to go one more round, you just right-click, and then you go ahead and you reload it, and then you go for one more round. So I'm not gonna cover something you did not see, but it was a big trade. Let's put it this way. And now it's gone. And we went on the second round. We hit the target around 1 o'clock. And we missed that part here. And then I took the last trade right now, and it is 3,000. This is the only opening we have on that chart. For the DAX, the TI7 have a 10 different entry and a 10 different filters. You can tweak the auto trade to approach any instruments. You cannot take one entry and beat the market, ES, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, ES, 30-year Treasury bond, the DAX. That is only going to be in a fairy tale. When you are limited on one entry, your chances to win on all kind of instruments are 0 to none. The advantage on the TI7 have a huge variety of entry and filter. The reason for that, what works on the DAX is not going to work on the ES. Even you manage to find combination entry works on the ES and the DAX, you will find out the filter will not work together. What works on the DAX, it will be different what works on the ES, and what works on the ES works differently on the Nasdaq. Only amateur naive trading, they think auto trade is an auto trade, is a wash machine. You put a different color of clothes and you turn on the wash machine and they'll pop out everything nice and clean. Well, this is not a wash machine. This is a mechanical automated trading. The auto trade, I find it just as complicated as when I was as an aircraft engineer. And trading is an art, and it's not just. Taking an entry and you want to call yourself a career, or if you want to change a career, if you don't do your homework, you don't get the education, you don't understand what fits for the ES, what time frame fix your budget, whether you are an aggressive trader, conservative trader, how you want to approach the ES, what kind of risk you want to do on the ES. You cannot dismiss all those elements and just dive in with a couple $1,000 and one auto trade with one entry, and you're gonna yank the market left and right. You know, this is only fairy tale, and the reality is much more than what you are or you've been told, because maybe you don't know better. So on the DAX on the 5 minutes, it is 7,800, and on the 4 minutes is 7,934. If you want to look at those two trades on the 5 minutes, there are total different trades on the 4 minutes, but yet they come out almost even. The fun part is almost the same size. This one is in euro, the other one in dollar. It's almost the same. If you remember, gentlemen, I told you when we get up in the morning and we tangle with the DAX, always my eye is on the ES, because the ES can give you milliseconds ahead of the European traders what is going to happen to the DAX. Always the ES predict the market for you. So once you start understand the structure of the ES and you bring a technical chart and you understand what's going on, you're always one step ahead from the others. Again, guys, you have to keep on your mind, you're not the only guy is auto trading. You're not the only guy want to make money. Every time you turn on your auto trade, it's like you're putting a car in a race. You know, whoever got the faster car, the faster driver, the more professional driver, he's gonna win the race. You cannot come in with a Pinto out of date indicators, overdue 30 years ago. You're gonna take that indicator, yank it in the market left and right, and you're gonna smoke out those guys. Remember, for every winning trade there is a losing trade. So if you make $7,000 on the ES, that means you took $7,000 away from people. There is $7,000 winning means you took over some around 10 traders account. This is very serious business. So when you are auto trading, don't think about your auto trade and your P&L. When you are auto trading, try to think what this market is doing to be one step ahead from the other auto traders. They probably have better knowledge than you, and they probably did their homework, or probably they have smarter auto trade than you are. So a wash machine is not a wash machine. A car with four wheel does not mean a car with four wheel. There's a big difference between a Pinto, Rolls Royce, Ferrari. So you can go cruise around with Pinto, but don't expect much. And here's a CL on the 8 range. NASDAQ 2 minutes, scalping. DAX, we covered that. ES 2 minute, 2400. NASDAQ 5 minute, 2000. They did their work. 1000 on the 6 range. YM 28 second. This is lovely for 28 second. It's not the amount of money, gentlemen. It's the time frame with a smaller stop loss. So your risk is very low. The break even immediately covering, and your stop loss is something very small, as we covered with the previous videos last week. The secret is the expense of covering our losses until we hit the jackpot with a nice trend, because the market is going to spike one time a day. So when we are auto trading, we're breaking even, we're losing a small trade, bumpy ride, but we can maintain in the market until we get nice juicy beef. Once we get this juicy beef, we're done, we run. So we managed to survive. We got one chunk, we start giving back a lot. Then the second one, the last one, it was a break even, nice chunk of money, and run. Believe me, that's the only way you can survive in the market. The same story here. Very small trade, not expensive, surviving. We hit it the first time, and this is what is any guy come in and brag about P&L, he's not a trader, which we see a lot. Any guy come in, want to show his auto trade, brag about P&Ls itself, avoiding the technical side, he's not a trader, and he cannot trade a paperback, and he cannot help you with your trading. It's not the P&L. It is how the trade has been taken today, where the auto trade has avoided turbulence. That's what success auto trade. It's not what he can make. Today can make $7,000 on the ES, tomorrow can lose $2,000. No one can promise you. No one can predict for you. No one can give you any guarantee. No one can look in the future for you. Every day, different weather, different P&L. Every day when you come in, it's not the P&L you need to look for. It is a survival. You are in the jungle, and it is how I am going to survive without going in the hole. Irrelevant whether you are going in a hole $100, $200, or $2,000. Your mission on a daily basis, gentlemen, is not your P&L and your daily target. For the ones that come and call me and say, Sam, I'm not asking for much, 20% every day, then 40%, then 60%. Those guys, they are wasting time and breath to use time on them. Your mission every day, it is not go in the hole, surviving. You are in a jungle against somebody else. Every time you turn on your auto trade, your money on the table against someone you don't know where he is from. He can have a brown eyes or a blue eyes, or he can be in Honolulu somewhere, I don't know. But anyway, what I want to know is how does auto trade behave when I start auto trading until the end. How did I make money today? What can be done to be fixed for tomorrow? So the auto trade started around 9:30, took the first round, the second round. He ate banana here, he lost the trade. Then he managed break even. Here is the secret. It's not the 2400, folks. Those only illiterate people look at P&L, naive people. What I want to know, between 12 o'clock to 1:30, that auto trade avoid any trading. And that's what I like about this auto trade. Not the P&L. Today you make 2400, tomorrow banana, I don't care. Avoiding the flat market, and that's exactly what happened here. And this is a 2-minute. This is a genuine. This is not a Renko bar, because Renko bars move. And I don't know what is that. It's called line break. I never heard of it. You can trade it manually. Anything you cannot trade manually, you cannot auto trade it. Simple as that. Anything you cannot see it with your eye, anything you cannot determine there is a trend, is a junk. Simple as that. And because if you cannot make a living out of it on a manual trade, you cannot auto trade it. Simple as that. So 2 minutes is a genuine chart, can be traded manually. It's the end of the line, from the end. 1 minute is a tradable chart. 3 minutes is a tradable chart. Some people using 4 minutes is a tradable chart, and some people like to swing trade on a 5 minutes. It is a respectable chart. The rest is junk. The older guys, they use range. They're good at it. Range is good. Ticks is good for auto trading, but you have to understand how to use the ticks. But the original, the priority in the auto trading is the minutes. And that's why you can see a lot of people avoid the minutes, because first of all, they don't know what they are looking at. They cannot even trade a paperback. To them, a Renko bar or a minute, they are the same, because they don't understand. They just want to sell P&L, because they don't have any technical analysis in their head. They cannot even trade. They don't know what is a price action. They're just marketing people. And when I'm looking at this chart, I'm more happy about that chart than this chart here. This chart made $7,000. Any guy with that auto trade can nail $7,000 on this one. But what I like about this one, the one I'm proud of, it is avoiding this area here, because tomorrow you're gonna see it. A day after tomorrow you're gonna see it. This area here can be losing money for you, can be death, can be a wipe up account. So this is what makes me happy about auto trade, not the number on this one here. Today 7,000 could be tomorrow banana. I don't know. So this is what I'm proud of. And then avoid it for over an hour trading. And then when we have confirmation, took it. And that is a good trade. That's what I call a good trade. And this is what I call a good auto trade. Not the P&L. Those guys chase P&L, they will be out of your way within 3 months, 6 months. This is another example on the CL 3 minutes. 2000, a lot of a chop, whipsaw. When we had a chance, we did. And then the final one, and you can see there is a gap between every single trade. This is good. This is very nice. And then the rest of the day, we don't care anymore. So on the ES 14 second, also on the 14, if you have an auto trade under your sleeve, try to put 14 seconds, see how you're gonna survive. If you notice, even on the 14 seconds, it's taking a trade when it needs to be taking a trade, and avoiding when it don't need to be trading. He's going head to head with the market. The calculation is overwhelming. When there is a trade, he's not letting it go. And he's letting it go, and you can see there is a gap between those trades. That means there is somebody is thinking beside me. I don't want to make a long story. CL 5 minutes, CL 13 range, again. A lot of a small trade. Look at this. Look at this. A lot of a small trades on the morning sessions, which I didn't have it on morning session. And from 8:30, which sometimes when you optimize an auto trade, it tells you to start at 8:30. From 8:30 to 9:30, 1 hour, which is a very critical hour, the auto trade, avoid all those trades. And I'm grateful he did. Because if we look, what did you miss here? Nothing. Nothing. He avoided those trades. He tried to go long here. Actually, if we look at it this way, it's on yellow, and now if I see start taking off here, I will take it manually. And he did. But you know, didn't live for long. Break even. And then took the proper one between that trade and that trade is from 934 to 954. Avoid any trading. When it was the proper trading, took that trade. And the rest of the day is history. This is a mature professional trading look at. Not some kind of a wash machine. I turn it on and should make me 2,000 today. Tomorrow should make 4,000. The day after should make 6,000 and 10,000. Those kind of cigarettes, they don't work in the trading market. You'll find out it's the opposite direction works in the market. And there is the NASDAQ. I'm not gonna go through all of it. Also took a beautiful trade, small trade, and finally it did it. Russell 5 minutes, also the same thing, avoided a big one. 2,500 on the ES 1 minute. So if we want to compare the 1 minute, and if we want to compare the 2 minutes, those are genuine chart, not wishy-washy chart called line break and Renko bar. We have Renko bar, but we use it for a different purpose. And you can see the difference between 1 minute and 2 minutes. And this is a genuine chart, tradable manually. So you can add those indicators in there and you can start learning how the market behaves. Then on the NASDAQ 4 minutes. Folks, thank you very much for today. I wish you a pleasant evening. And we will see you on the other channel tomorrow, hopefully live. On a Friday, we apologize, we had a problem with the internet. But we'll try to see if we have a good internet on tomorrow because of the bad weather. And we will go live tomorrow at 10 o'clock on the other channel. Thank you very much. God bless you. Wish you a pleasant evening. Bye for now.